appreciate it. I'm Jeff Bacon. I guess I should give you a little bit of background. I'm a Navy veteran, but I'm also a cartoonist. And for the last 6 years or so, I've organized trips for all of the cartoonists you see in the papers to go visit the wounded troops at all the major military hospitals. As we've gone on these trips, and we've also been to Lonsdale, Germany, and Iraq, and Afghanistan. As you go to visit these wonderful troops at the military hospitals, you can't help but be touched by their enthusiasm. Despite having some tragic injuries, they want to continue on, they want to keep going. That is why we started this program that I'm a part of now. I want to give you some more context. Imagine yourself a 20-year-old Marine, in honor of the Marines that are sitting next to you. Each of you has these individuals in your state. All you wanted to do your whole life was be a Marine. Probably have a family history of it. You go to high school, you don't study that hard, only hard enough to get that diploma so that you can get the job you want in the Marine Corps. As soon as you graduate, you join up, you get trained, you deploy to Afghanistan, and on foot patrol, you step on a landmine, and you have 2 of your legs and 1 of your hands blown off. Initially, you're triaged on the scene. You're taken to a military hospital in Afghanistan. As soon as you can, you're flown to Germany, to Ramstein Air Force Base. If you're in a little bit tougher shape, they'll keep you there at Lonsdale Regional Medical Center. If you're stable enough, they'll fly you the next day to Bethesda. And there, you're in acute care. You'll stay there until you're stable enough and your life is no longer in danger, and then you're transferred administratively and spend the next couple of years as part of one of the Wounded Warrior programs that the services own, like the Wounded Warrior Regiment that the General owns. During that time, you go through several surgeries, sometimes scores of surgeries. You go through painful physical therapy, you get fitted for prosthetics, you learn how to walk again, you learn how to use your gizmos, you retrain your muscles. And somewhere in that 2 to 3 year period, you realize that all the things you wanted to do in life you can't do anymore. And you realize that the only education that you have is a high school degree with average grades. And you stare at your hospital ceiling as you're laying in bed and you say, what am I going to do now? Well, that was the genesis of the Wyakin Warrior Foundation, is to give them an opportunity to continue to contribute. Admiral Mullen came to Idaho about 3 weeks ago or so, maybe a month ago, at the request of Governor Otter. And he talked about a cooperative effort between DOD and the VA and the states, communities, and nonprofits all working together in what he calls a sea of goodwill. And the key components of that are education, job training, and medical. And his theme is that not only do we need to embrace them, I think everybody in your states want to embrace these veterans coming back, but he's talking about getting organized so that you can do that in a way that they understand. It needs to be absolutely a community-wide effort, and I think you as governors have an opportunity to lead and be an advocate, not just for nonprofits, but for a statewide effort, maybe an intra-statewide effort, to give some sanity to all of the different options that are thrown at these guys. They're in the nonprofit world, specifically with severely wounded and injured veterans, there are tens of thousands of organizations around the country that they have at their disposal. Some of them are as simple as bike races. Some are mentoring programs, some are job training, some are scholarships. Very few of them are organized. Almost every school that you have at either state has some sort of a veteran program. We have some excellent ones here in Idaho. In our 3 major universities that we just talked about, we don't have a cooperative effort even between the 3 nonprofits. That is something that we should be able to do with advocacy by the governors. That makes it a lot easier. Governor Otter has been one of the most incredible proponents of veteran rights and given organizations like the one I'm associated with a forum to speak. And I can't thank you enough, Governor, for everything you've done for the troops. What we believe that the severely wounded and injured veterans really need is education, full ride scholarship, complementing what the GI Bill offers. The GI Bill offers 36 months of scholarship. What we believe is, for severely wounded and injured veterans, you give them 48 months so that they can have some stability and not having to move out of the dorms every every few months and find a new place to live, because medically that's a challenge for them. Mentoring is huge. We have, in our organization, we have 5 mentors from the national level all the way down to campus level. Job training. We have a monthly seminar series where we bring in experts not only in business and how to get a job, but things like social skills and the things that you don't learn in the military that you need to know if you're going to really operate in the civilian world. Something I think is very important is networking as they get close to graduation and helping them find that job. We'll work with some of the organizations that have been discussed today to try to find out how we can up the chances of them getting a good job. But also, I think it's important that the severely wounded and injured get back together again. So a statistic you don't hear very